It's more important to, let's say, have fun than, okay, the song is finishing and I have to start. Hello you crazy awesome dancers, welcome back to another tutorial, another request. In this one we are going to talk about this. How to begin a song, to say so, before the actual instruments and the rhythm comes in. We are going to show you a few ways that you can begin a song, but keep in mind that you can usually use almost every move that you can think of. Just do it a little bit slower, a little bit more connected, and think about the song a little bit. That being said, we are going to show you, let's say, 5 combinations, 5 ways of combining different moves, and also at the end of the video we are going to do like a bonus way, what we think it's the most important thing, and also maybe the hardest. Before we start this video, if you're on the first time on the channel, we do a lot of tutorials in English and also Spanish. Also, we want to thank our patrons for supporting our work. If you want, you can become a supporter on Patreon, where we also post some exclusive content just for our beloved patrons. And the last thing, I found a trick on YouTube. If you want to watch the video a little bit faster, click on the wheel and adjust the speed. Maybe 125, 1.5x speed will help you get through this video faster. That being said, thank you for watching. Keep supporting us because we are going to keep doing videos. Let's start. Usually when a song starts, you have that intro piece. It might be like 4/8 counts, 8/8 counts, or it can be longer. And you mostly have 2 scenarios in which you will find yourself, either as a leader or as a follower. The first one is when you are already on the dance floor and you just switch partners quickly. You will see that on music, we are usually starting almost like this with connection and we just get close a little bit to each other. That's to show you a little bit that even if you're on the dance floor, you have that moment of closing in a little bit.
The second case is when you are on the side of the dance floor and it takes a while until you get on the dance floor. In this case, you can also use the moves that we are showing you to make the intro of the dance.
But today's request was about doing that intro of the song, so that's what we are going to focus on. But we already have like a video about all this stuff, like what to do, when to do, musicality wise, for bachata of course. Check the video. Before we go into those, let's say 5 combinations, 5 possibilities, of course there are endless number of possibilities, we want to say that you can use like the sensual stuff like isolation, head rolls, hip rolls, body waves, shoulder isolations, etc. to make that intro, or you can use other stuff like hand tricks. When we say hand tricks, like you can just go like this, yeah, go into slow mambos, like, you know, like mambo is step tap, but we do it a lot slower, you know, like on half time, or you can do the suave, just go from one leg to another. The important thing here is just to connect with your partner. You will see that I usually play a lot with the hands because this helps me connect better.
So this is the moment when you get to know each other as partners. You don't have to do difficult combination, just play a little bit and get to know each other.
That being said, we are going to begin with the first variation, to say so. In this case, what I did is I got close to my partner with that slow mambo that I love, and then I've played with her hand, just did some circles, caressed, like air caressed, because you know at a party I might be sweaty and I'm not going like on my body. Through the air, then I went down, I touched the side of her body, and then I began dancing. For you as a leader, you don't have to focus on when the music is going to start, because music will tell you when you're about to start. But as a general rule, just think like multiple of 4s, because maybe it takes me like 1/8 to get close to my partner, then I begin just dancing, doing my things, na 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 na, and then I kind of feel that the music is going to change, and I try to finish it, ba 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 bam, and then I go into my basic. Don't worry if you get into the actual song and you're still finishing your move. Don't worry, just continue and go on the next 8 count, because it's important, it's more important to, let's say, have fun than, okay, the song is finishing and I have to start. What I usually like to do to start with is get close, usually throw this hand a little bit like in the air to get closer, yeah, to go on her shoulder blade, and then I have access and I can play with this hand as much as I want. I can do a whole lot of stuff. Now I'm going to do this example on music, but I will count over it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, start, 1, 2, 3, and I do my moves. And as you might have observed, I haven't begun doing it on 1, because if I'm already on the dance floor, I won't know when the music actually starts, you know, like 1. I take my time a little bit and I go into those smooth moves. It doesn't matter on the social floor if you're doing it slower or faster, or if you're playing here like it's on 1 or on 5. It doesn't really matter. Let's say it matters more when you're doing your moves with your basics, to say so. But usually in these slow parts, focus more on connection.
Now we are going to talk about the second variation.
On this variation, I've played a little bit with the side wave and with her hands. So, yet again, from the, let's say, further position, I got close, I was doing that slow mambo, going into the position, yeah, then I did like side wave, I haven't gone into a wave, I just released and went with the hands up. Here I switched from the outside to the inside, and I've played with her hands, touching her side of the body, letting go, and beginning my moves. Guys, leaders, usually when you do this, you are not forcing the girl into touching. You are just, you see, like I'm a feather. I just lead, and if she wants, she will do it. If you feel any resistance, stop. Let's try, let's say one more time. I get close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and maybe I begin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just as in the previous example, it doesn't really matter if you start on 1 or on 5 or on 3 or on 7, because now you're just, you know, like you're connecting to each other. Yeah? Now I started on 1 because I knew that I was going to start counting, but when the music comes, I might stay like this and maybe just go on 5, go a little bit faster to connect, maybe a little bit faster, and then go into the moves. Yeah? Boom. So this is the idea, using the side wave and yet again playing a little bit with the hands. You will see me in a lot of videos or a lot of dancers playing with the hands, because this is the most versatile body part that you can play with. And now we're going into the third variation. In this one, I've played yet again with the hands, but I wanted to do like a head roll, but I went like in a caressing motion. I did the head roll, just played with the other hand, got close, and began dancing. Of course, you can put everything and anything you want in between these moves. These are only examples. How to do this little motion? You play with the hands in whatever way you like. The important thing is to get with this one up. Then I hold this one here. I just put her left hand, in this case, over the right one. I caress. You see, I'm exaggerating this to point out that I'm only leading. I'm not like caress. Yeah. Suavemente, bésame. I'm gonna stick to dancing. So, one more time. slowly, I caress, I go here, I go into a head roll, and here, because you see she has the elbow in, I go a little bit down to leave her some space, and with this one yet again I play and I might start my combinations.
The fourth variation is gonna be in a very close position doing some hip roll and some sensual moves.
In this one, as Elena said, I am playing with her hips and doing like a head roll, stuff like that. So the song begins. I get into a very close position. I get into the correct connection, correct position, because that will help me. I might do some slow, I call this the suave, yeah, because I'm not doing taps like the slow mambo, to say so. I'm just going from one leg to another, and when I want, I go into that hip roll, I am going back. It's not like a side wave, but it's close to a side wave here, and I go into a head roll, and maybe I begin dancing. If not, I'm gonna do something else, because I need to continue that slow movements until the song comes in. Here, what we have to do, I usually like to get the hands up while I'm getting close, I caress and I connect. This tells her, okay, she can connect with me, you see the hands, etc. Now, we are gonna stay like this. Usually I do the suave like slow, slow. You can even do only this for the entirety of the intro. If you're, let's say, a beginner or you need some more time, it's perfectly okay. And when you want, go into a hip roll like this, then use the hands, let her go down here and go into that head roll. And if the song comes, you start dancing.
For the ladies in this close position, it's very important to know where to hold your hand, your right hand usually. So you can go like here, if it's a close position, very close one. You can go on his chest or even on his waist.
Usually, girls, you need to allow the guy some freedom to do what he needs with his left hand. And the last example, we are going to use some isolations, either for the chest, for the shoulder, but you can apply this on all the body parts. It doesn't really matter here what you do as long as you are controlled, because yet again I get into that really close position and I can usually block the girl with this leg. Usually I do my suave maybe and I put my leg here so she knows, okay, stay there, and I begin maybe doing some isolations, circles, playing with the shoulder, going into a wave and dancing. All this stuff are applicable. What's important here is no matter the moves that you use, to use them in a way that gives you some flow, going from one to the other, to the other, to the other. For example, here I block the girl, and for me it's easier if from the side to side chest movement I go into a circle movement in this way. So for example, 1, 2, and I go here. For me it's easier, but that doesn't mean that you cannot do it in the other way. Both are acceptable. For example, a pattern that you can do, but keep in mind, doesn't really matter the count, because you might do it slower, you might do it faster, just adapt to that intro. You get close, bam, bam, and I lead her hand on my chest because this works better for me than this in this case, because I'm going to use the shoulder. Yeah, that doesn't mean that you cannot do it from here, for example, but for me it's better here. So I go like side to side, like a half circle, back, I stop her, yeah, like, you know, like chest in chest, I go for the shoulder and into that wave, and we start. So from this point of view, for the girls mainly, pam, pam, semi-circle, to say so, almost like 75% complete. To the other side, I stop a little bit and then I go into that shoulder isolations into the wave. Usually when you want to do like different moves that are not like working or connecting really well one to the other, make a small stop, as we did here, from the, let's say, chest circle. Here I cannot go very fluid into those shoulder isolations, but I can go here, here I can stop a little bit and then go into the shoulder isolation. Think of all of this, all these moves that I did, like a sentence. And the moment in which I stop a little bit to play with the shoulder, it's like a comma. Yeah, you take a small breath and then you continue and then you do the full stop when you go into your basic things.
Girls, it's very important to follow the leader, to have patience, do not anticipate or do not overthink the moves, just try to connect with him and follow his body.
And leaders, remember always it's more important how you make the dance feel than how it looks, you know, like you break her bones just for the sake of you looking good. No, it's better just even only doing that suave, boom, boom, but with perfect connection. It's better than 100,000 moves on that intro that feel bad, to say so. And for the bonus part, as we said, the best thing that you can do is to be musical. You don't have to do awesome moves, you just have to be musical. This is the best way to begin a dance. And we will show you now on this part of the song also just some moves that, let's say, connect better with the music. But this is just for this case, because there might be another song and I would do, let's say, maybe other moves in a different way or the exact same moves, but also in a different way. What I want to say is connect to music and adapt your moves to the music. And to connect your moves to the music, all you have to do is not overthink what you are doing. Remember that the practice and the training happens, let's say, in the dance studio, to say so. When you're at a party, usually first have fun. If you train a move or you just want to repeat something, it's okay. But don't overthink and stress yourself.
And the easiest way to be musical is to do the moves that you already know and adapt them to the music. Don't try to learn or do new moves and be musical in the same time, because it won't be so good.
The idea here is that your brain is divided between being or hearing the music, being musical, and remembering that move. You cannot do both of them at the same time. We are men, we don't do that. Girls do it, us no. So that's why it's best to be musical with what you already know. Just let your body be like water and go into those moves. But this takes a lot of practice. So this was the video. Remember, what you need to take from this one is, of course, some tips, some tricks, some moves that you can do in the beginning of the song, but mainly that you need to be slow, to say so, to connect to your partner, connect to the music if possible, and just begin getting to know each other. It doesn't really matter what you do. As we already said, you can just do that suave or do that slow mambo, just play a little bit, because this, I use the intro just to get to know the girl and feel what I might be able to do with her. Maybe a slow wave, a slow head roll, a hand trick. You saw, I use these things to create the intro, but also to know my partner.
That being said, don't forget to subscribe and follow us on social media.
See you in the next videos.